Hello, and welcome back to the Salted Journey. My name is Glaelle Mathurin, and here we are. This is about week 4, I believe, of me coming out here on this podcast. We made it to week 4. I was watching this other podcast, and someone said like there was this statistic that said most people that start podcasts stop at the third one. So we broke the record. Not broke the record, but we passed the average, I guess. Because this is episode 4, and here we are. So, yay. um, listen. This week was so long. I am so exhausted. It took everything out of me to be right here. But obedience over sacrifice. Yes. Um yeah, so this week was pretty busy. I did a lot of things. Especially my week was mostly wrapped up on me finishing my first grant application for my nonprofit, and I submitted it. So, yay! Cheers to that. It's the first grant application that took me, oh my gosh, all of me. I'm not good at like, under pressure applications and things like that. I don't know. But the way how these grant applications ask you like so many questions, it's like, how about you just call me up, tell me what I'm doing, my nonprofit, and that's it. You want me to write 10-page essays? It takes me back to college days, and no. But we did it. I had a huge help from one of my friends from the small group that I attend. Athena, shout out to you. She really like helped me so much. She had experience with like I guess the analysis part, writing part of grants, because she previously worked for a nonprofit, so she was like, I can help. She even like scheduled our first meeting. She was just there, such a sweetheart, and I am beyond grateful for her. Oh man, I couldn't have done it without her. Um but yeah, so that took most of my week, and then working out and just doing that. I got a new volunteer to help me out with my social media, so onboarding that person. It's just a lot, and then also feeling kind of distant from God too at the same time. um I don't know, like the mundane of having a routine is great, but it kind of also, well, for me, I kind of also lose it, because my routine, okay, my routine is I wake up every morning, and the first thing I do is go on the Bible app on my phone, and then read my devotion that's on the app, and then read the daily scripture, and then pray to God, and then start my day, right? But my it's become so mundane and so routine that I actually am not active when I do it. It's like a muscle memory. I just go ahead and read it. I'm like, okay. I don't really dwell into it. I don't even dive into the word. I don't even like, even with the prayer, it's like kind of routine too. We kind of saying the same thing every day, which is terrible. I haven't really sat down and told God exactly how I feel, and I feel a lot of things. Yeah, and it kind of sucks, because it's like, oh, I could do better, but a part of me it feels like, oh, I got so much to do. Like when you wake up, well, when I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I try to rush through it too, which is terrible. I rush through like the devotional, I rush through the prayer, I rush through that, because I'm like, oh, I have X, Y, and Z, and this and this and that to do. But it's like, what's more important, honestly? Like, God is the reason why I'm able to do X, Y, and Z. Like, why can't I give him that? And it's not that I don't want to. It's that I just find it. I'm just finding it hard to at this point. I don't know. It's like, oh man, it's like taking a lot of me, and that's just terrible. So yeah, I need to get out. I don't know if it's a spiritual warfare funk. I don't know, but I just need to get out of this whatever space this is, because it's not holy, it's not righteous, it's not good, it's not benefiting me in any way. But today, as I was talking to God, and I was like, oh, today's the day I have to do a podcast, and I don't know what I'm talking about again. Like, I never know what I'm going to talk about. It's always literally right before God tells me what to talk about. And I was just like, ugh, I don't even know. And then actually last night, not today, last night, I was like, oh, tomorrow I have to do this. I don't know what to talk about. And I would just scroll on TikTok and things like that. And then I stumbled upon this girl's video, and she was just saying like, oh man, like, listen, obedience. She was talking about God. It's like one of those Christian TikTok videos, and she just like, man, obedience is everything. And she just shared a quick testimony about how like God told her to like stop something that she was doing. I forgot what it was. I think it was work or something. Like, give that away, give it up, and just be obedient to what he's telling her to do. And she said that when she became obedient, she has seen favor in every area of her life. In surplus, she said her business, like the first day that it launched, she sold out, and like this and this and that, and God is doing amazing things, all from her being obedient. And she was like, yeah, so I promise you, once you're obedient, God could do this and this and this and that. And then as soon as like I was watching this, I automatically was like Debbie Downer or whatever. But I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, the lack of faith was overwhelming, y'all. Like, I was like, no, no. Because one thing about it, I feel like I've been obedient. Like, God told me to do this, I do it. God told me not to do this, I do it. Even in this space, like leaving my 9 to 5 and going to this nonprofit realm, even with like my small business and me selling like planners, it's like I'm waiting for that favor part. And I'm like, oh great, like that's a great testimony for her. And I'm like, that's amazing. But then I turned to God like, okay, like why not me as well? Like, and then I just went into a spiral of me just honestly talking to him and just saying like, I'm just tired. I'm tired of having going through trials and waiting seasons, and just like I feel like, especially with my small business, I'm ditching out a lot of money on these like materials and all of that. Me trying new different ways, I am trying every little thing that I can, like, and I'm alone in this. Like, I have no partner, I have no like friends that's like supporting me, giving me ideas, like no family members really giving me ideas. Like, I am alone in this like small business nonprofit space. Like, it's just me trying to figure it all out. And I just felt like defeated, like in a point where I'm just like, okay, like I'm being obedient, but dang, can I like get some sales? Dang, can I get some donations? Like, can I, like, something? Can I get a grant? Can I get like some help? It's like, and I just felt like I'm just tired, and it kind of perpetuate. I can't say that word. Somebody would, yeah. Some thing about being from another country and learning a new language is just like, the pronunciation be killing me. But it's like tied to the whole black woman scenario. Like, black women constantly have to suffer. Oh my gosh, constantly have to suffer to be successful. Like, we gotta work 10 times hard. We gotta work 20 million times harder than the rest of them. And I'm like, okay, but God, shouldn't this be easier with you? Like, don't you have all the power in the world and all the resources and all the richness and all of this and all of that? And it's just like, why does suffering have to be a part of our formula, a part of our equation? Like, what sets us apart then from the rest of everyone that's struggling? It's like, what's the point? Um, and honestly, that's just how I felt, and that's still kind of how I feel, and it's just like it's frustrating, and I know God appreciates my honesty. Um, but yeah, and it's like, ugh, like yes, I'm being obedient and I'm trying. I'm not being lazy. Like, I'm actually working. I'm reaching out to people. I'm attending seminars. I'm attending workshops. I'm trying different things. I'm putting money out that I don't, like, again, as you guys know, I'm unemployed. Like, I don't actually have any source of income. It's like I'm doing all of this and it's like, dang, can I get a break? Like, can I get some blessing? Can I get something? Um, yeah, so that's what I was telling God, and I was just in that space of just complaining, complaining, just frustrated, just annoyed, just like, ugh, like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of everything? Like, ecclesiastic, everything is meaningless. um, yeah, so, and then I was like, okay, great. I guess this is what you want me to talk about on here. And then here we are. So, yeah, so that's just how I currently feel. And then this morning, as I was reading my devotion, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone right now. Uh, put it up on my phone. Oh, my mom is coming in. I have the house all to myself, and then boom, someone comes in. But this is gonna be a short pod because I really just don't have it in me. But yeah. So the devotional says, God pushes you to deeper faith in order to build. God pushes you to deeper. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. God pushes you to deeper faith in order to build your faith. Okay, no, sorry. God, I'm sorry, guys. God pushes you to deeper faith. In order to build your faith, God will give you a dream. Then He'll urge you to make a decision, but then He'll allow a delay. Because in a delay, He matures you and prepares you for what is to come. The truth is, you will have difficulties as you're pursuing your God-given dream. This isn't because He doesn't care about you. It's one of the ways He pushes you towards the deep end of faith. As God delays, you'll face two types of difficulties: circumstances and critics. This is a natural part of life. God designed it this way because He knows we grow stronger when facing adversity. When Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt and toward the promised land, he had one problem after another. First, there was no water, then there was no food, then there were a bunch of complainers, then there were poisonous snakes. Moses was doing what God wanted, yet he had problems. God does this because He is building our faith and character. When we finally reach our limit and exhausted all options, it is then that God begins a mighty work through us. I know even though you are temporarily harassed by all kinds of trials and temptations, this is no accident. It happens to prove your faith, which is infinitely more valuable than gold. So after me, God is so funny this way, because after last night, after me just watching that girl's video and just me talking to God honestly, the very next morning, this was the devotional. And I'm reading this, and I'm like, oh, great, thanks God. Like, sometimes, like, I don't know if this is a female thing, but when we have a problem and we're venting, we're complaining, we don't always want a solution. And that's kind of how I felt. I'm like, oh, great God, thank you for the right answer. Yay, you're building my faith. Ha 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 ha. Thank you. That makes me feel so much better. And it's like, ugh, whatever. But, I really appreciate it because it is true. When you look at, and that's also part of like comparison, is the thief of joy, because just me looking at that video, me not having any kind of context to that person's life, me watching that video like, oh yeah, you're obedient, and then great, God did this and this, not knowing the amount of times and trials and tribulations that this person faced when she just had to wait. She was disappointed. Her faith was being built. So yeah, so that's one thing God is telling me, is not to compare my journey with anyone else's, and it's hard, especially in the day of social media, but it is what it is. The more I look at other people's lives, other people's journey, the less fruitful mine would be, honestly. And then two is the delay doesn't mean denied. Just because God is not like making me sell out and with my planners, or allowing people to send me donations left and right, um, that doesn't mean that it won't happen. And there's a reason why it's not happening now, and that may be because, one, my heart posture is probably not in the right place, because here I am complaining because I'm like, ugh, like, when is gonna be my breakthrough yet? And I just had to focus on just the journey and the process instead of just the outcome that I'm waiting for. And God gave me a big vision for the nonprofit, and I know that like it's not gonna come right next door, but I don't know. Sometimes I just need like little droplets of like motivation, like, here, like, this is a little taste of what's to come. I'm just waiting for God to just give me a little taste of what's to come. And I guess he does that in other ways in regards to character building, and I've felt that a lot. I've learned to be a better leader. I have volunteers that are helping me out, and God is teaching me that, and just different things that I'm learning. I'm very, very new in this space, like a baby in the space of nonprofit, being a nonprofit founder, and it's a big deal. So I just had to be patient in my journey, and I think that's another thing God is teaching me too. Um, yeah, the truth is you'll have difficulties as you're pursuing your God-given dream, because it is true. Anything good doesn't come easily. Like, if God gave me everything right now that I ever wanted, like if he gave me $100 million in grants, and like, I can't support that. First of all, I don't have that much resources or things or staff right now to even support that. That money would just be sitting there until I got things to do with it. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is raw. This is honesty, and this is transparency of like, even though I know better is coming, even though that I know God is building my faith, and I know this is all part of the journey, I know that God still appreciates my frustration. These moments where I'm just like, oh, because I know other people relate to it, and I know that when I do get on the other side, I could be like, I could uplift someone else, like, yo, like, I went through the same thing. Like, I went through this and this, months or years of me waiting and being disappointing, and God building my faith, and then boom, you know. And also, like, not only waiting for the outcome, but also encouraging people while I'm in it, you know, while it's not all gold and glistening and great, while it's still like, um while I'm still in the process. And I think there's a lot of goodness that happens being in the process, a lot of revelation, a lot of just a lot of greatness that happens when you're in the process. Because that's what builds. That's what's gonna allow me to be able to sustain when the glory comes, when blessings comes, and there's blessings here too. And I think that's another thing that God is teaching me too. It's like, stop complaining, one, and two, stop looking at the what's to come. Look at what's right now, and count your blessings. Like, be grateful. Even though I'm not working, I don't have any lack. I still eat every day. I still go to the gym. My gym membership is paid for every month. Like, I'm okay. Like, I still have clothes on my back. I'm still able to travel, and I need to focus more on the good versus the bad. And I think that's just due to just like my years of trauma, my years of like hurt, that I just choose to focus on the bad. But I just need to really like I don't know what the word is, but reevaluate certain things. Like, before you complain, show gratitude first. Think of the things that you're thankful first, because it allows you to really be like, what I'm complaining about, it really ain't that bad. Like, things will come, sales will come, but in the meantime, I'm not suffering, I'm not struggling. God is still covering my every need. And I'm gonna leave you with a scripture that ties with this devotional, and is 1 Peter 1:6. So be truly glad, There is wonderful joy ahead, even though you must endure many trials for a little while. These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus is revealed to the whole world. And that's such good scripture. And God is so good and so amazing that He gave me all of this literally this morning. Like I really can't make this up. Like this was today's devotional, and I'm just like, wow, thank you. And this is the little nuggets that I've just been asking for, honestly. Um, Wonderful joy is ahead, and you endure many trials for a little while. Cause honestly, all of this, all the trials that you go through, all the ups and downs, like the true joy ahead is when you meet Christ. You know, when He comes back, when you're no longer part of this world but part of His, and it's like, so what? Like all of this just really does not matter as much as what's to come. And that's something I just have to keep remembering myself. Like, although I do want to do great things on this earth, and I want to leave a legacy, and I want to get married, and I want to have kids, and I want to pay forward for my parents, and do amazing things, and fulfill God's promise to me, and all of that great thing. But none of that compares to the joy that's ahead. The real joy, like the everlasting joy, the joy that comes with no sorrows. Like, what? Yeah. So I honestly do feel so much better. This was kind of like a therapy session for me. Me and God just walking through this. So yeah, so I'll leave you with that. So anyone that's just in the space like I am, where you're just like, oh God, I'm doing everything you're telling me, I'm being obedient, but like I am tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I want to break through. I want something. Just know that like joy is coming. Like these moments, these trials, these disappointments, these losses are very, very minuscule to what's to come. And it's just a small part of your journey, and it's part of the process. And just, I don't know, ask God, what is it that you're building in me? And I think what He's building in me is one, patience. Patience and kind of changing my heart to see the good. Because, yeah, I need a lot of work on that. Just changing my heart to see the good and be more loving in that space. Yeah. So yeah, it was good chatting with you all. I love this. I love you all. And I just really do feel so much better. I came on here with zero energy, and I'm like, God, you're amazing. I love you. Yay. Let's do a backflip. But yeah, that is all. I'll leave you here. And I will see you next week. Be safe. Oh, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, all the godmoms, the stepmoms, the adopted moms, whoever has a motherly role, the older sibling that takes care of the younger siblings. um but yeah, happy Mother's Day. I wish you the best, and just know that your work as a mother is honestly one of the hardest work that you could ever do. Shout out to my mom. She's one of the strongest women I know. Yeah, enjoy your Mother's Day. Pour out love on your mother. And enjoy the rest of the weekend or the week whenever you hear this. But yeah, whoa, what was I gonna say? Be blessed. I was gonna say be safe, but I started saying blessed. So be safe and be blessed. Bye.